All right, we are continuing our work on problem 3.3a. We've done part A, which are part 1, part A, which is to record the adjusting journal entries, and I've summarized them here. And the next step says, okay, now use those adjusting journal entries to complete the adjusted trial balance worksheet to prepare an adjusted trial balance, which we'll do in this table, which again, you can download the problem, tonybell.com, and you can have a copy of the table for yourself. Let's do the journal entries. Debit supplies expense, credit supplies, $4,700. Debit supplies expense. So I'm in the adjustments section. On the left-hand side, I'm going to write a debit to supplies expense. On the right-hand side, I'm going to credit supplies. Debit insurance expense, credit prepaid insurance for $8,000. Insurance expense, there you are, $8,000, and we credit prepaid insurance by $8,000. Debit depreciation expense, credit accumulated depreciation computers, $40,000. That seems like a lot, but yes, I remember it now. It's like $40K. That's huge, but yeah, computers depreciate quickly, and if we have a lot of them, that can be the case. Debit interest expense, credit interest payable, $1,250. Debit interest expense, $1,250. Credit interest payable, $1,250. Debit unearned security revenue, credit security revenue, $10,000. Debit unearned security revenue, there you are. Credit security revenue, $10,000. Now I'm squeezing it in because I know I have a couple that are going to go to security revenue. Debit salary expense, credit salary payable, $1,500. Salaries expense, where are you? There you are, $1,500. And we're going to credit salaries payable for $1,500. Last one, debit AR, credit security revenue, $4,000. Accounts receivable, debit, $4,000. Security revenue, credit, $4,000. So I just put a little plus $4,000 there. You could erase it and put 14 is the total amount of credits there, but there you have it. So we should make sure our debits equal credits. Of course they have to, right? Because the total debits here equals the total credits there. Something else to note is when you're doing adjusting journal entries, no cash, right? Never hits cash. Cash is like the busiest T account in a typical company, and adjustments don't hit cash. They hit one revenue or expense account and one asset or liability account. So that's just something to keep your eyes peeled for. Let's total these up though. So I'm going to say 4,000. I'm doing the debits plus 10,000 plus 1,500 plus 1,250 plus 40,000 plus 4,700 plus 8,000. 69450, that is my total here, 69450. And on the other side, hopefully these match, 4,700 plus 8,000 plus 40,000 plus 1,500 plus 1,250 plus, I'm going to just say 14,000. Do it in one shot. 10 and 4 is 14. 69,450. Yes, indeed. All right, that's good news. That's what we expect to see. On to the adjusted trial balance, and all you're doing is summing the unadjusted trial balance with the adjustments. So 56,000, there's no adjustment. So 56,000 debit, no adjustment. So it just stays at 56,000. 12,000 debit and a 4,000 debit. If you have two debits, add them together, you get a bigger debit. So 12 plus 4 is 16. Now we got one with a debit and a credit. Well, if you've got a debit and a credit, take the big one minus the small one. The big one gets the balance. So 5 minus 47 leaves us $300 in supplies, which that's actually good news. I remember we counted supplies, the very first journal entry, and we said, yeah, there's $300 in supplies. Well, now our records reflect that. That's the whole point of this exercise. Prepaid insurance, 24 debit, 8,000 credit, 24 minus 8 is 16. Computers, 200,000, it was not adjusted. Our accumulated depreciation went up to $80,000, and that makes sense to me too. Remember, we had a $200,000 computer when we bought them. We dropped it by $40,000 in year one and another $40,000 in year two. So our computer's net, 200 minus 40 is 160. So it went from 200 to 160, and now it's down to 120, right? 200 minus 80 is 120. So it's straight lining its way down to zero. That's very predictable, and that's good news. Accounts payable, 14,000 credit, unadjusted. Salaries payable, 1,500, so zero, and then 1,500 credit, so 1,500 credit. Interest payable, 1,250 credit. Under security revenue, we got a big credit and a smaller debit. Take the big one minus the small one. The big one gets the balance. 15 minus 10 is 5. And it goes to the credit side. The credits were bigger this time. It's one that students screw up sometimes. They put it on the debit side just because, I don't know, something goes wrong. Notes payable is 30. Common shares, 40. Unadjusted. Retained earnings, 87 credit. Unadjusted dividends. We don't tend to adjust the dividends account. And now security revenue, 485, and then $14,000 of credit. So it's a credit and a credit equals a bigger credit. It's 499. 320 plus 1,500 is 321, 500. Interest expense, 1,250. Depreciation, 40. Supplies expense, 4,700. Repairs expense, 17,000. Insurance expense is 8. Rent expense 60, and taxes are 7. Okay, so let's add these up and see if this does in fact balance. We hope so. 56,000 plus 16,000 plus 300 plus 16,000 plus 200,000. Now we're down to 10,000, right? I'm just adding up the debits, plus 321, 500, plus 1,250, plus 40,000, 40,000, plus 4,700, plus 17,000, plus 8,000, 8 plus 60, plus 7. So I land on 757, 750. What a funny number. 757, 750. You might be thinking, like, this doesn't add, right? 711 plus 69 is like 780. Why doesn't it add? And because sometimes the debit actually minuses from the account, so it's not going to add. That's just the reality. It doesn't, this plus this doesn't equal that. Okay, let's add up our credits. Hopefully it works. 80 plus 14,000 plus 1,500 plus 1,250 plus 5,000 plus 30,000 plus 40,000 plus 87,000. Now I'm scared. The moment of truth plus 499. Oh, I don't want to hit equals, but I will. 757, 750. Okay, fantastic news. Our adjusted trial balance balances. So let's put some dollar signs. Dollar sign at the top of each column. Dollar sign beside anything with a double underline. So dollar sign at the top of that column. Dollar sign top there. And dollar sign beside anything double underline. And there I have my beautiful adjusted trial balance. Now remember the accounting cycle. Maybe I'm doing this at the wrong time in the video, but let's just do it now. We do journal entries, right? A transaction occurs. We do a journal entry. We summarize our journal entries to T accounts. Then we prepare an unadjusted trial balance. That's all Chapter 2 gets us to the unadjusted trial balance. Chapter 3, we prepare adjusting journal entries, what we've done over here based on wherever my table went. I moved it somewhere. Anyway, you guys have seen the table. There it is. So based on that table, I prepare adjusting journal entries. And heaven help me, where's my thing? There it is. Those allow me to go to an adjusted trial balance. Once you have your adjusted trial balance, you can use that adjusted trial balance to prepare your financial statement. That's the only thing left to do. make your financial statements, go goodbye, this year's over, on to the next year, and we'll do a closing entry as well. So the next part of our video will be substantial. We're going to use this to make an income statement, statement of retained earnings, and a balance sheet. So stay tuned for that one. I'll see you in that video. See ya. The next video in our series is right up here, and if you want a supercut of all of the videos in this series, that's the one down below.